Well, hello there. How you going? Thanks for joining me. My name's Campbell. This is Autodidactic, and today we're going to have another romp through the strange realm we find ourselves in. But first, I want to say sorry for the last video. Last video I put up, I've been working pretty hard for the last week getting our show put together, which is a live show in Rockhampton, 28th, so it's in like 4 days or something. So if you're in that area in Queensland, come and see us. I'll leave the link below. And also, we've just sent out our third edition of the newspaper. So if you're interested in that as well, I'll leave the link below. Definitely check it out. This is our way of, trying to get people to spend time off the 2D world, right? Get back into nature, back into the real world. Sit down with an actual newspaper on your lap and read it. So if you're into that, and it's all user written. It was basically all of our community are sending in their pictures and stories and poems and articles and research, and we just compiled it all into one amazing newspaper. But yeah, sorry about the last video. I didn't realize for 2 days because I was so busy that it was not working. So sorry. Thank you to everyone who clicked onto it, but sorry that there was nothing really to watch there. I did see the stats yesterday and I was like, what's going on here? And the likes were way down and the viewing time was like 3 minutes, which is not what I normally get. So, yeah, luckily someone told me and a lot of people in the comments, what's going on? So that video has been fixed. It has been re-uploaded and that will be up on Friday. So if you see the same thumbnail, it's definitely the good version. So check it out. All right. And with all that done, let's jump in and have a look at the strange realm we find ourselves in.
Abraham Lincoln was Abraham the Moor, a melanated being whose true lineage stems from his mother Nancy Hanks and his grandmother Lucy Hanks, who were both black women. Of Mayan Grimaldi blood, whose true father, Doug Mead, was airbrushed into a ghost in those washed-out photos to maintain the illusion of a white presidency. Media like Spike Lee's Bamboozled and the film Holiday Inn used blackface rituals as coded reverse psychology to mock our erased nobility. His whole crew was the same. His vice president, Hannibal Hamlin, was darker than a moonless night, yet they were listed as free white persons because white in this jurisdiction is a status of property and standing, not a paint color. The entire early government was a Moorish affair. Figures like Alexander Hamilton were black men of Malayan blood who sought to return the nation to a gold standard. Even John Hanson, a black man, served as the actual first president before George Washington was ever elected. Lincoln used the machinery of the courts to defend the American citizen against being redesignated as Negroes' chattel property by arguing his clients were Moors, thereby protecting their allodial rights from the dark cloud of Roman jurisdiction. He was not merely a politician, but a dedicated Rosicrucian initiate and a student of Pascal Beverly Randolph, a Moor and the Lord of the World's Rosicrucians, who trained Lincoln in the Ansaratic mysteries to manifest power against the Jesuits. This was the same Moorish Tartarian science that understood Tesla energy and free energy long before the modern world. Our ancestors built the monolithic domed cities with antennas and ornate fireplaces. They required no wood because they harnessed etheric energy. The movie Lincoln Vampire Hunter is a coded ritual where the lead actor even acknowledged the film's connection to Pascal Beverly Randolph. Vampires serve as a surrogate for melanin, the Dracula particle which, like the mythological creature, is dormant during the day and secretes at night to bathe the central nervous system. Now look at that giant statue in D.C. Rome on the Potomac. That monolithic Lincoln sitting in his chair isn't just an artistic choice. Its massive scale is a blind reminder of the actual 17-foot-tall giant Moors who built those Tartarian structures you see throughout the Capitol before they were erased from the record. They've got you thinking he is just a lanky white man, but he is positioned there as a silent guardian looking directly against the overreaching extension of the Roman jurisdiction and the Jesuit Inquisition he fought to sweep away from our country. And why is he on that one copper coin? Because copper represents the angelic frequency and the conductive power of our ancestors' technology that backs the true republic. They put the Moor right in your face every day to mock your amnesia, the man who tried to keep you an American national instead of a corporate slave.
Oh, well, there we go. Honest Abe. Now, again, don't believe anything I say. Don't believe anything on these videos. It's all just interesting information, and definitely make sure you come to your own conclusions. I'm not sure how real a lot of that stuff is, the information and the pictures, right? Definitely sounded like an AI voice, but I thought I'd put it in because that there's definitely evidence, right, that Abraham Lincoln was a black man. That there is, and he looks strange as a white man, right? And if you look into Europe in the like 1500s and look at all the artwork, a lot of the royals change color, right? They start off as Moors, right? The dark skinned, and then they literally get painted into white people. So this whitewashing does go on. And as far as America, like my research into America, I believe that there was a Moorish civilization still in America and functioning when Christopher Columbus, right? Christoph Columb turned up, basically. And I think that, so I think that, well, my view is that the slaves, right, the blacks in America are not that. They're the remnants of the Moors, and everything's been flipped around and turned upside down. And that, the whole slavery thing's a whole nother story. But I believe that, he definitely could have been a Moor because it was definitely in the South. It was still functioning, right? It was a black civilization, a Moorish civilization. And it's interesting too that Abraham Lincoln was around during the Civil War, which was a war between the North and the South, right? Which sounds there's a lot of questions about the Civil War. All the photos are dodgy, stories are pretty dodgy, but what they tell us it was North against the South. And like I said, I believe that the South was still a functioning civilization of Moorish people. And so was the Civil War actually a war of, the Spanish, the French, and the English attacking the old Moorish civilization and getting rid of it, and ultimately turning those people into slaves and making them believe that that's their actual heritage. I mean, it's a very twisted, convoluted world we live in, right? They mess up everything. We don't even know where we are, but that's my viewpoint on it at the moment. But please let me know yours. What do you think? Are you from America? Are you a black American or more, right? What do you think of this history? Do you think that there was a civilization functioning in the US before Columbus and that it was Moorish? Let me know in the comments.
Your English language is occultic, okay? It comes from Anglo-Saxon, yes, right? English is what it's called. English. Anglo is angelo. Saxon is Saxon. It's sect, okay? It means angel sex. It's from the fallen angels that had sex with the women. This is literally where this stems from. And so it's an occultic language. All the old books of witchcraft they have English words in them. Like the English is it's witch tongue is what it's called. Okay, so like when you start digging into stuff, you'll be like, okay, this is really weird. Why is it saying these things in here? These things in here that are all English related. Bro, why is it called spelling in our language?
They're all casting spells, right?
It is a spell casting language, bro. It's called, do you know where the word, grammar comes from?
No.
Etymology of grammar. Google it, somebody. Etymology of grammar. It literally says witchcraft, incantations, mumbo jumbo, spells. So like when you study what the etymology of words, your whole perspective starts to shift. Like grammar is from grimoire. Grimoire is the old books of witchcraft. That's what grimoire is. That's where we get the word grammar. Okay? Wow. That's why it's called the Grammys. When people get awards at the Grammys, bro, it's witchcraft. They're rewarding you for witchcraft. Like that's why it's called that. Okay? Program. Pro means for. Gram means witchcraft. Programming you. Programmer. It's pro grimoire. It's pro witchcraft. It's for witchcraft. Like everything that you're watching, I mean, like the television, they're telling you lying visions, tell lie visions, okay? And it's the channel. In witchcraft, it's called channeling. It's the media, okay? The media that you watch is called the medium, is the witch. When you go talk to a medium, the medium's the in-between, you and the bigs and the littles. You're the little, the bigs are the gods, the Thor and all of them, okay? And then the medium is the in-between. That's the person that goes between the gods and you. That's mediumship. That's why it's called the media.
Wow.
So, dude, when you see it like that, it's like, dude, the whole thing is occultic. It's all a bunch of witchcraft, but we're so naive to it. I mean, Hollywood is the wood that wizards and witches craft their wands and staves out of. They craft it out of Hollywood. It's not like they're telling you what it is. Okay, they're telling you straight up. It's like, but we naively see these things and then brush it off and don't think that, oh, that's whatever. We don't think that's weird.
Well, yes, the English language, very interesting. Anglo-Saxon, and I did look up Saxon and the origin of that word, And it basically, most of the stuff will say it means like a short sword or a knife. Don't know how to get that. But if you read down to the bottom, at the bottom it does say that Saxon is basically what became sex in country or places, counties, whatever they're called in the UK, like Essex, Middlesex, and there's quite a few of them, right, with sex at the end of the word. And that comes from Saxony. So there you go. It does. It literally means angel sex. That's an interesting one, isn't it? And the program, grimoire, right? Grammar, gram, program. Like I'd never really made that connection. So that's a good one. So spells. He kept saying witches, 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 and I'm not sure that all witches are bad. I think that I don't know if they're called witches, right? But there's definitely people that work with earth energies, on the good side, on the light side. So I don't think that witches are necessarily bad, but that's just me. But yeah, it's definitely all spells, right? Grammar is grimoire, cursive writing, right? Running writing. Like you said, Hollywood is the wood of the holly tree, which I make wood wands from. And of course, a group of actors making a movie is called a cast because they're casting spells. So we definitely have a language of spell casting. But please let me know your favorite one. What spells have you broken? Put them in the comments.
Something a little different happens.
Whoops, I'll get it.
Sometimes.
So this clip is someone pushing former President George Bush through a NASA site. When you look behind, you see, what is that? And something green floating, almost looks like a studio green with studio blue. Oh, this is the finished product, and that's supposed to be the water. And speaking of which, here's someone doing a pretty poor job of editing a very similar shot. That's how water works.
But there were very few.
Steve, you're in the shot, Steve.
Vibrations of any sort.
Get out the shot.
But there were very few.
Larry, we gotta fire Steve again.
Vibrations of any sort.
His crew attempted a spacewalk outside the station. Here's a live look at the astronauts.
Whoops.
Well, I don't believe. I don't think that's. Yeah. Wait.
Where's their spacesuit?
And did you know that in space, your head can disappear for a few seconds? Wow, how did he do that? That's amazing. I didn't know astronauts were also magicians. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how everything is floating. Look at that.
Are they like just making shit up? I've worked with tools my whole life, and this socket is not even on the nut.
Ah, NASA. Never a straight answer. No astronaut sent anywhere. Yes, leave your best an acronym for NASA down below. But I mean, it's crazy, right? There's so many fails, so many. Like that last one with the socket, and it wasn't. The socket has to be on top, not sideways. Like that's just. They're not even trying anymore. They're not even trying. Or is it that they're trying to wake us up and they're trying to say, hey guys, we're not in space? Because I don't believe they've ever been to space, though they are talking now about going back to the moon. So we shall see how that one goes, right? But yeah, do you believe in NASA? Have you seen all these fails? If you do believe in them and that we've gone to space, how do you explain all this stuff? All the green screens, right? The fact that they train in a pool with a green screen on the back wall of it. And then we have all these clips with bubbles in space. And there's the hair thing. There's so many of them. Like it's literally just, NASA's just a laughing stock at the moment, if you look into it. Let me know your thoughts on NASA. And while I've got you guys, please do give me a like, hype it up, share it around, all that good stuff, and leave me your comments. And of course, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
Watch this.
I miss G'day Mate, I miss She'll Be Right, I miss Rack Off. I've had enough of watching people whose ancestors did not cultivate this land, did not build this land, did not die for this land, telling me that I am an illegitimate resident of my own country. Enough of being embarrassed to say what I really think about the disappearance of the great Aussie larrikin spirit that once thrived in our suburbs, our supermarkets, at our bus stops and in our servos. A community spirit that relied on no more than a wry comment, a thumbs up, or a knowing wink. I've had enough of not speaking my mind.
This is what a lot of us are thinking, and we're now missing what made our culture special. We are losing our nation's identity to the hands of people who hate it and don't appreciate the freedoms that our families fought for and the nation that we built. And I've had enough of welcome to country. Don't welcome me to my own country. And with this, the constant public condemning of simply being Australian with European heritage. Enough is enough.
All right, any Aussies in the house? What are your thoughts on that? We've definitely lost the Aussie larrikin. I remember in 2020 when it all happened, and I was thinking, there's no way this is going to work in Australia. Australians hate authority. They always stand up to the police. It's full of larrikins. And boy, was I disappointed. I don't know at what point it changed. Clearly when I wasn't paying attention, right? But it's so true. And that's that Aussie spirit, that Aussie way of life it's gone, it's changed, right? It's been, a lot of it's been made illegal, really, like it has, as far as they're passing laws that, protect, immigrants, right? People that are new to this country and groups of people, no names shall be mentioned, right? That aren't classically Australian. And there's no laws to protect white Australians. So that's not good. But what are your thoughts on this? And what country are you in? Are you seeing this kind of thing in your own country? Because, I obviously only see it through the 2D world, but as far as I can see, Europe, UK, USA, Canada, they're all kind of going through the same thing. So let me know what's going on in your country. And what do you think about this video? Because a lot of people will get triggered by this.
Water is literally a portal, and I will die on this hill. When are people going to get it? So water holds vibration and is said to reach every cell and subatomic particle, even our DNA in our body. So why are you not quantum jumping with your water every single day? Now here is a way to do it. Help you shift your identity and manifest your most insanely expansive reality. So you can check out the link in my bio, and I have ebooks on quantum manifestation and more. Okay, if you want to understand how water is a portal and what the heck I'm even talking about, you're going to want to research Dr. Masaru Emoto, but I'm not going to give you a 20-minute explanation because you really don't need it. All right, here's the first way. So in your shower or bath, like we're taking that every day anyway, so why not get into a slower, deeper brainwave state like alpha or theta, meaning we have to be in deep relaxation, or do a quick meditation prior, and once our brainwaves are slowed down, we're relaxed, then you're going to visualize and tap into your most expansive, ideal reality. And I want you to get really, really clear before you even do this, like really specific, because it's important to know exactly what you're going to go through in your visualization. And the second way, before I give you, second way is to use your drinking water. So a lot of us carry around a water bottle all day, so we still have to get into that deeper brainwave state of consciousness, like alpha or theta. If you meditate every morning, this would be a good time. Just have your water with you. So then you're gonna do the same thing that I said about the shower bath. Visualize your ideal, most expansive, abundant reality, whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Then when you're done, you need to affirm that you are collapsing, setting the intention to collapse any old, unaligned timelines that do not serve you. And by either drinking the water or being in the shower and stepping out of the bath, you are now charged with your desired reality. Frequency,
the frequency of water. If you haven't looked into Masaru Emoto or Dr. Emoto, check that out. He's basically proven that, water holds intention. We can put intention into water and it holds the frequency. And, many religions, especially like from the Vedic tradition, they keep their water in copper jugs, right? Copper vessels, and for a few days and pray to it before they drink it. At least they used to, right? And we don't do this enough. We don't speak our intention into the world, right? Words are very powerful because they're spells, right? Especially the I am. So, I like what he said about the shower. Do it in the shower as well, right? And the bath, and definitely your drink bottle that you take out in the day. But, I think little things like this really could work. Have you tried this? Have you tried putting frequency and intention into your water, and what results have you got? Because I'd be very interested in hearing that. So please leave it below in the comments.
They've been lying to us for years. There is no cloud. There are data centers, and they are hot and they are thirsty. If you want to go and see one, you can check out one on the corner of Gardners Road and Burke Street in Alexandria. It is an enormous big box, and in order for it to function, it needs a heck of a lot of water and a heck of a lot of energy. So much so that within the next 10 years, it's predicted that data centres are going to use 1/4 of all of metropolitan Sydney's drinking water. Now, these are not small cottage industries doing it tough. These are trillion-dollar global companies, and currently there's no rule or provision for them to actually have to reinvest in the type of infrastructure locally that is required to make them function well. So the notice of motion that I put up at the last council meeting,
we all need the internet, we also need water, we need electricity. So we're asking for these trillion-dollar corporations to properly pay their way to use our water.
Was all about recognising this and asking the city to look at ways that we can work with both state and federal government to make sure that this critical infrastructure isn't taking more than it gives. It's about fairness, it's about investing in our community, and it's also really about future-proofing our community to make sure that we've got enough renewable energy and critically enough water to make all of Sydney really resilient and function well.
Well, there you go. The cloud doesn't exist. And I mean, what do you know about the cloud? Because I've often wondered, what is the cloud? Where is the cloud? It's just this thing, right? This idea that, I don't know, all this data is saved somewhere, right? In the magical cloud. But it's just data centers. It's just stored in servers and hard drives. Clearly, I mean, that makes a lot more sense, right? They're always telling us they've got so much more tech, than they have. Well, that's my belief anyway. But yeah, the whole, data centers taking up all the water and electricity, by the way, is a big one because they are building these things everywhere at the moment, massive ones. And to the point, I've heard of some in America that they're taking they're going to have to need half of the water supply of the state that they're built in, and almost all the electricity. These are massive data centers. So, but they're not paying for it. They're not creating their own water sources. They want to use the local water, the town water. And then what happens to that water once it's been run through those centres? Imagine the radiation. We just talked about structuring water. Imagine what running water through a data centre is going to do to it, structure-wise. It's not going to be something you're going to want to put in your body. Is that the plan? But yeah, what do you think about this? Are you one of these people unfortunate enough to live near one of these data centres or one of the ones that they're constructing? But yeah, I don't think they should be allowed to be built at all, really, because it's infringing on so much. And definitely when you take in account that they want to steal all the water and all the electricity and basically make us pay for it and for all the new infrastructure that's needed, then, and these are trillion-dollar companies, then it's just a scam, right? And the scam is that we pay for it and they bring in the control system, the New World Order, the 15-minute cities, the AI governance. So, yeah, let's stop paying, right, for our own enslavement. Let's do that.
Good morning to all my brothers and sisters around the world, the ones carrying the torch of truth, love, and compassion. To all the flame keepers, let us begin today not with the noise of the world, but with a simple breath. You notice how easily our minds rushes towards headlines, towards markets that tremble, towards ships gathering in distant waters, towards nations posturing at the edge of a misunderstanding. Our world appears very tense. Our currencies fluctuate, food costs rise, armies position, leaders speak in tones of warning, and the imagination, that powerful storyteller, it whispers of escalation. But pause, please, just for a moment. And let us try and remember that the same sun that rises over Washington also rises over Tehran. The same air that fills our lungs fills the lungs of soldiers, of mothers, of diplomats, of children, of every species everywhere on this planet. And we have to remember our planet doesn't know geopolitics. Our oceans don't choose sides. The wind, it doesn't carry ideology. It carries life. So when ships gather in contested waters, when rhetoric sharpens, when economies wobble, the temptation is fear. But remember, fear does nothing but narrow the mind. But us, the flame keepers, we remember that we are not called to panic. We are called to presence. We don't deny what's happening. We acknowledge it clearly. We see tensions rising. We see powers testing one another. We see uncertainty in the financial structures that have long governed our daily bread. Yet if we lose our center, we contribute to the very turbulence that we fear. Because peace doesn't begin with treaties. Peace begins in consciousness. So today, let us hold this one intention. May leaders choose dialogue over destruction. May pride yield to wisdom. May restraint rise where reaction would normally dominate. And may those who serve in uniform be protected and be guided by conscience. And may citizens everywhere remember we share one earth. And financially, may we act not from hysteria, but from stewardship. Let us be prudent. Let us be measured. Let us remember to care for our households and to strengthen our communities. Because our world, it's a vast web of interdependence. And when one strand shakes, all others feel it. So remember this one thing. The same interconnectedness that allows for conflict also allows for compassion. So today, as markets move, as Navy sells, as speeches are made, the flame keepers remain steady. We breathe, we observe, we choose clarity over war, we choose unity over division, we choose light over darkness. Because the flame that we keep is not a wildfire, it is a lantern. So we carry it very carefully this week. Make way for life, and let us do our very best to bless this day with our best actions.
Well, thank you, Terence. Yes, hard to disagree with that, isn't it? And this is the thing, there's a lot going on. Of course, they're trying to now push the WW3 agenda. They're again trying to push another bug agenda, right, coming out of India and all this stuff, right? And there's so much stuff going on in the 2D world, in the news and all the sensationalism and everything, and the billion remakes of every story that comes out of the mainstream. It's a lot, right? This is the doom scrolling, right? Don't doom scroll, but we do. We need to take time. We need to breathe. We need to step back from the 2D world, from the simulation, the simulated world, which is what I believe the 2D world is. That's the simulation that they're trying to get us to agree to go into. But we won't see it unless we step back and breathe and take a proper conscious look at it, what's going on, and then decide which way we're going to go forward. If we keep reacting to the stories, the sensational the sensationalism, then we get caught up in it and we end up focusing on what we don't want. And all that can do is bring us what we don't want. Right. So, yeah, again, thanks, Terence. It's a good, timely reminder, right? To not be so involved in the world. Be more involved in yourself, in your inner world, and your future and your path and what you want to create, rather than the simulated 2D world, right? Because all that we can do in that is create what the allies, right, the ones that are against us, we can just create what they want, because we're essentially thinking their thoughts if we're taking in this information constantly. So I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you stand back and you look with real eyes, right? What's that saying? Real eyes, realize real lies. And we can't do that unless we take a step back and a breath and some time to really look and ponder what is going on. What are they doing here? Where are they trying to lead me? And more than that, where do I want to go? Where do I stand? What do I stand for? What am I doing to create the world I wish to inhabit? I think they're much better thoughts and questions to ponder on and to spend our time with than, oh my God, the world's burning, WW3, blah, 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 blah. Right? It's not helping. It's not helping us. And we all want a new world. We all want to change this reality. So let's get to it and not be so tied up in it. But there you go. A very philosophical end to the video. I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Please do give me a like and share this video around. Hype it up if you have the means. And, of course, do leave me your comments. Let me know what you thought about these videos. And, of course, if you're not subscribed, what the bloody hell are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. And most of all, guys, stay awesome, because you are. And I'll talk to you all in the next upload. Bye for now.
Here.
Oh, you fell on your booty. Hi. Hi.
Oh, I love this guy so much.
Oh, you bitch. Poppy, no. You put that right. You put that.